All right, so we're all here.
Yep.
Caleb, you're good. I wish Caleb had a mic, a little Britney Spears mic.
Oh, that'd be nice. A shot of Caleb.
So Ryan, I want you to paint the picture a little bit. I want to go line by line through the songs, and then we can kind of talk maybe who wrote it, what the inspiration. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I was not on silent.
I've been blinded by the voice inside my mind, and I know it's only a matter of time before it goes.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the story of my life is what that is. It's pretty self-explanatory, like the internal voice that's just constantly telling you things that aren't true, constantly putting you in a place that you're not supposed to be. I mean, it's not just the story of my life, it's the story of my morning, the last few days for sure.
It's only a matter of time before it goes. Are we talking about the voice inside my mind or my mind?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've been right beside this foolish heart of mine. As it goes, it's only a matter of time.
No.
It's only a matter of mine before it shows. I don't know that I sang. Did I sing time or mine? I say time.
Ricardo,
That makes more sense,
dare
actually.
you.
I like that better because I don't want to re-record it.
I blame the engineer. I was just the talent.
Well, also rhyming mine with mine.
Yeah, I don't think that was right.
I think, you know what?
I think we did that on
remembering this.
purpose. Your heart is foolish when it wants to guide you into places like loving things you shouldn't love, or you go, oh, I'm just following my heart. And it's this way of just making excuses for doing dumb things. And I guess the song is kind of this battle between head and heart in a way. It's like, I'm annoyed by my mind. I'm kind of annoyed by my heart. Like, who am I supposed to follow? Like, how am I supposed to get myself in order when both of these, like, physical attributes or these, like, mental faculties are betraying me?
In my mind, it's almost like the prideful child that is trying to learn independence for the first time, and the parent is sort of watching them, smiling, like staying there in case they really need it, but smiling. Or even like, I'm sure you've done this, Ricardo, where you like peer around the corner and you watch one of your girls doing something, and it's like you get to see who they truly are because they don't think they're being watched, but maybe they're frustrated in a moment or whatever it is. And it's like you can appreciate them so much in that moment because it's authentic, and you're also watching them like try to figure something out or struggle. So I like that it's you've been right beside this foolish heart of mine. But then we're going into the chorus.
Yeah, and it's
so
actually that I would echo that sentiment because, like, when I first read those lyrics for the chorus, and I'll read them real quick. You found me, reaching my hands up, you caught me, trying to grasp your world, your heavens above as I'm below. So, like, it's similar to what you were saying. Like, there's been those moments of, like, you know, I just peer around the corner and I'll see either Leighton or London doing something, and then they'll turn around and be like so embarrassed that I saw them doing it. And like, that's what this line almost reminds me of. And like in their mind, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
But in my mind, it's like, that is the sweetest, cutest little thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like there's just so much pride and joy. And like, it's a weird feeling, right? And it's like
loving. You have a loving feeling.
Well, yes, like no matter what you do, like I will love you. And I think it's so cute what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And so it's these two very different emotions, but if we can tap into that other one of like that father's pride or love when we're doing this, like what some people deem embarrassing, right? So it's like I'm reaching my hands up. You know, some people get very embarrassed. Like, I hope nobody sees me doing this.
I think you were at our house in the studio and we were sitting there and I kept hearing it. And it was like immediately I just started typing and all these lyrics came because it's a total vision in my mind of exactly that, like a prideful person who's maybe even rejecting the idea of God. And then they know it's that balance between maybe if I do actually surrender something, my pride, maybe if I do actually reach up and I'm trying to grasp something so I love to grasp your world, your heavens above. So you caught me trying to do something that I was previously saying, I don't believe in, it's not doing anything for me, but this is a moment of showing I actually don't lose all of hope.
Yeah.
I didn't lose all of the belief that maybe I could actually touch something that is above me, that is heavenly, that is magical, whatever people might say. And so to reach up as a last ditch effort to almost be like, are you there?
Right.
And then to know, so sometimes songs are about like, you caught me when I fell down. It's like, no, this is like, I caught you.
Yeah.
But it's a revisiting of the love. It's not like God's like, haha, I caught you.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, thank you. Thank you for trying. Thank you for doing this.
One of
thing.
my favorite like analogies that I've ever seen was by Mike D from 10th Ave when he said, you know, when we put our hands up like this, so many people see this as a sign of surrender. And he's like, I believe that. But more importantly, he's like, my vision is like a child reaching up to its dad to like pick them up.
Yeah, to grasp
Yep.
your world.
Exactly. I've been hiding my light behind this pride, and it shows only the moment I let myself go.
This was kind of, to me, a callback to This Little Light of Mine.
Yeah.
Oh.
As a kid, because this song is like this, like you guys have talked about, it's this parallel between father and child
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. And I don't know why that line was just one that stuck out. Like, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. I'm going to let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. It's a very complicated song. So I've been hiding my light behind this pride. And again, it's like you're getting caught trying to grasp the world, trying to grasp the mind of God. So like the light, I've been hiding this light behind my pride. It's like if you can kind of get some of the emotion out of the way, you can get out of your head to a certain point, then it shows. And it shows the moment you let yourself go, that you no longer are the thing that's like trying to present yourself to God, but you're like becoming that child again that's just playing
Innocent.
and innocent. And that's the moment that God sees you. It's like, okay, there you are.
Yeah, that was like, there was when we were recording this, I remember I was like struggling to get the chorus out. Like I was just like, I know I got more in here, and I was like, Ryan, don't turn around. I'm gonna do some weird stuff behind your back, and I need to like act out some of these lyrics.
That's why the I sit there and I face that way.
Right.
And
And
Ricardo stands out here.
Yeah.
And he's facing that way, so I can't see him.
Right. And it would like, the meaningful part for this song to me is exactly what you said. It's like this childlike, I yearn sometimes for those moments when I was a teenager and a kid, that you'd have these like moments with God. And I'm sorry I'm emotional. Leighton had that last night. She's at youth camp right now.
Oh.
And you know,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know, those youth camp moments.
Oh yeah.
And so it makes me jealous sometimes, because it's like, you're right. We get so caught up in the dissecting of theology that we lose that moment of childlike wonder and connection to God. And it makes, like, this song represents that to me, is like, I'm going to let go of everything and just yearn for those moments of connection with God, like a child. And this is my favorite song on the album because of that feeling that it evokes.
Yeah. Well, what you just said is also a thread to, is it Weighted?
Yes.
Weighted is just what it's called. So that part in there, I miss my faith as a child. When I laughed and I cried, always in awe of something beautiful. We had these pure, innocent, authentic moments of just being ourselves, but being seen as ourselves.
Right.
And then feeling so just like important and amazing, and like all of life was ahead of us. And then we have pride, we have responsibilities, we have all these things that kind of stack on top. Then we have doubt. Then we have, well, I'm older now, so I understand how the world works. And I was driving the other day and I'm like, imagine what life would be like if all we had to do was exist and commune with nature and with God and with people on an emotional level. If we weren't in cars driving through traffic, getting mad at people, cutting us off, needing to eat food and having bad food, so it makes us feel bad. So like that whole thing, there's another part of it outside of that, which we had so much of when we were children, because we had someone taking care of us. So we could go out and play, we could sleep, we could whatever. And so I think this album has threads of memory of those real true times. And that's what we're hoping people might get a glimpse of
Yeah.
on the weekend, is maybe a line might trigger that for them and they'll go, I did have a moment like that at one point. And if you feel it once a week, that's better than never
Nothing
again.
at all. Exactly.
Well,
But go ahead.
Like going back to the youth group metaphor, or not metaphor, going back to youth group, the whole thing is so simple in a lot of ways. You don't have a lot of time to question that reality or whatever. You just are like, oh, we go to church, and you stand on the chairs and you get excited for the fast songs, and then you put your hands up during the slow songs and you feel chills go up your spine, and then afterwards you pray together. And it's like this very simplistic thing that you never really question anything about it.
Right.
It's just, yeah, that's reality. It's as real as going to school. It's as real as any other thing in your life. And then you get old and you think you're super smart because you're 25 years old.
Yeah.
And then you get on Reddit for too long.
Yeah.
And you,
Steven.
I'm not on-
Steven's not that guy.
I'm just
No.
joking.
But you start to become cynical and you go, well, I'm clever and this stuff is stupid. And, you know, this is the same as the flying spaghetti monster. And you
Exactly.
become, and then somebody in the church hurts you because they're people and they betray you or they talk bad about you or they make you feel a certain way. Then you drift away from the whole thing and you go, this is all nonsense.
You get
This is
cynical.
yeah, this is all just chemical reactions. It's emotional manipulation
Yep.
where you're just getting emotionally manipulated with the lights and the sound and the fog, and you're up there trying to just get people to feel something, and that's bad for some reason. And you go through all that, and then for me, I'm saying you, but for me, I left a lot of that. I mean, I started doing this at 15 years old,
Right.
and I stopped doing it at about probably 10 years ago, 30-ish. I don't know, because I was clever, and and I'd been on Reddit too long, and I was like, a lot of this just is bad, and here's why it's bad, and I could give you a whole reason. But this whole album, it feels like we're trying to. Everybody in the band has had some form of going through that, I feel like, over the years, but has stuck it out and realized, no, there's something to this. There's something real here. And to revisit that, I think requires you to kind of go back to those youth group moments and those emotional moments and think, why was this good? What was the real thing here? I'm so quick to let my brain, back to the verses, you know, let my foolish mind, my foolish heart take me away from this thing, rather than just coming back to it and saying, I remember that faith as a child.
Reach your hands up.
Reach your
try
hands
to grasp
up.
that world.
Yeah, and then imagine God just smiling like, yeah, okay. You tried to grasp it just with the intellect. You tried to grasp it with being clever, and you tried to grasp it even with being clever inside a church,
Yeah.
theology and everything. But at the same time, like, just kind of let that go.
Now you're letting yourself go,
Let
and that's
yourself
when I
go.
see your light.
I'll put my hands up, and you put your hands up, I'll pick you up.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, that's so cute. You put your hands up, I'll pick you up.
there's another song lyric.
That's
Chase,
adorable.
Work on
started.
it.
Get on it.
We
can-
have
we got it.
Oh, we don't have a fourth verse?
Nope.
Nope.
There's a chorus too, which I can read. You saw me, a desert of shame. I was wandering, trying to find my way. You're holding the heavens as my home. I love that line.
What does that mean to you, Ricardo?
I don't know. It just like, it's kind of like both, right? It's like, you know, I'm holding your world up, but I'm also like saving a place for you too.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could read that either way. I don't know what you intended with that
like
line.
things with dual meanings, and so
Yeah.
does Rita. So a lot of times when something like that pops up, we'll go, "Ooh, it works this way, and it works that way." Because I think that sometimes a good song is one that can meet you in the place where you need X or you need Y.
Right.
And for a congregation, when you have hundreds of people there, it's really nice when a song can kind of meet them where they're at, and they can take it one way for that season of life, and maybe later on they take it in the other way. I always think that's cool.
Yeah.
So a desert of shame, I was wandering. So a lot of times to me, shame can kind of feel like the most isolating, desolate place. And when you're wandering through shame, it is a private, singular journey, because you're not wanting to walk around and be like, I feel very ashamed, unless you need to apologize to somebody or whatever. But I feel like that desert of shame, and it's very biblical, right? People
Yeah.
wandering through the desert. trying to find my way. So I also like that as well. When you're feeling shame, don't just wallow in it. Like, get up and move. That's why there's a lot of action in this song. It's called Follow, and we'll see why on the bridge, the cool part. But I do like that there's a lot of action taking, because I do think that that's important. Like, you asking for help or reaching your hands up or trying to find your way, wandering through that stuff. You're holding the heavens as my home. So again, I'm trying to reach up and grasp your world. We say your heavens above as I'm below. And then it's you're holding the heavens as my home. So it's now I'm closer. I'm a little more integrated. I think you're right. It's like holding and then also leaving a space for.
Yeah.
But the bridge, I think, is super cool
Yeah.
lyrically.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
So follow me home. I know there's nowhere left to roam, and I know when the world is afraid, there's a God who will reveal his face.
So Ryan, you wrote "Follow Me Home," pretty much like first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when I brought in the first scratch, it was just me like, and then follow me home. I was so excited about that. We had like that break. It was one chord, which is like the fundamental chord of the song. It's the tonic. It's the one. And so like and when I always talk about music and chord progressions and everything, I'm always like, one feels like home. So if you're in the key of C, the one is C. It's the root. It's the place. And so we just go to that root and we hold it through that whole bridge, because the normal song's normal progression, like the normal progression of life. But like when we finally get to that root place where it's like, I want you to come back with me, like follow me back. I've gone through the desert. I've wandered around. I know there's nowhere left to roam. And this is the place now, is with you. Like, I want you with me, and I want to be with you. And I don't care about the cleverness. I don't care what the voice in my head's saying. I don't care what my emotions are saying. I know for certain that I want to be connected to the God who takes away fear. That when everything becomes scary, which obviously we live in a terrifying time in some ways, but there's like this revelation that happens inside of that fearful place. The revelation is like the mysteries of God start to become revealed. Maybe not completely, but like there's aspects where you go, oh, I never thought I could get back to a place like this because I was so cynical, or I was so clever in my own mind and whatever. So that's the whole song right there, is like, it all comes down to that.
What I like a lot in this is, and I know when the world is afraid, there's a God who will reveal his face, because you know it because it happened to you.
Right.
So when you were afraid, God revealed his face. And so I think knowledge comes with experience. And so when you go out and you do these things, that's why a pastor is supposed to be a very experienced person, because then they can kind of interpret, like what we're doing right now. We're interpreting these lyrics to give people a deeper understanding. But if somebody has not experienced something, how can they really know? So if you've never been shameful, if you've never been prideful, or if you've never been afraid, then, which every human has, obviously, except Stephen probably.
Perfect.
He's always afraid. He's afraid right now.
He's shaking. But if you have those experiences, what's the number one question most people ask when someone's doing better is, how did you get there? How did you stop being afraid of this thing? And I think this here, when the world is afraid, there's a God who will reveal his face. That there is the moment of, we believe in something that is bigger and better. And it's like when you're watching that superhero movie and you're like, where is the cavalry charge? Where are the champions that are going to like fly over the mountain and finally help them out? And that's why we love movies like that. We love stories like that, where it's like at the very end,
Right.
Suddenly it all breaks. That's why at the very end of the song, it's like you have that big shouty moment.
Yeah, I like the feeling of like when it starts, it's like, oh, here we go. It's like, buckle in. It's like, ooh, I can feel it start. Like the energy's there immediately. And it's like this excitement, like hiding. And then the release at the end is just.
Well, it's weird because we kind of rein back on the chorus.
Yeah, which was you.
Yeah, it opens. It's like da, 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 da in the beginning, and then it's like, wow, and it opens.
Yeah, because it goes from like a 4 on the floor in the verses and then into like a halftime beat in the choruses.
Yeah, which I don't think was my default, and you wanted to try and pull it back.
I'm trying to remember now.
Was this the first one we recorded?
Yeah, it was. And I think that you were a little reluctant, even on the scratch. You're like, I feel like we need a bigger punch in on that chorus, like the closed hat, like coming in like kind of semi-quiet with such a loud thing. And you may be right ultimately, but that's the way we went with it.
Wait, you're second guessing?
I don't know. It's hard
Always.
to. It's yeah.
It's a creative project.
Actually, I should say this. Ryan is still in the zone of not being able to properly listen to the songs because, he needs a good year off before he can really look at it and appreciate it. So I think we're in a different spot where we're appreciating things probably musically more than you
I guess
at this point in time.
I'm always looking at it through the lens, or when we're doing stuff here with Suncoast or with Origin, it's always through the lens of I know we're gonna have to play this live. And so I'm trying to envision like what it actually will feel like for us to come into that chorus, if it'll feel like there's enough energy or not, because it's different on the recording. You can punch things up on a recording differently than you can in a live setting. And we don't get a lot of practice time. It's not like we can sit here and like, let's run that song over the next 2 weeks. It's like we're gonna have a special practice on Saturday for an hour. We're gonna play this song, and we're gonna see what happens, and then we got to play it the next morning. Mm-hmm. So it's just a lot of, and I usually feel pretty good after Sunday, after we've actually performed these songs. But I think this song to me has a lot of anxiety in the beginning, like a lot of energy.
Yeah,
like
it's like
said.
nervous energy. It's like the dog when you open the door and he's excited to see you and he just can't like help. He's just wiggling like he just wants to jump on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I really like, and then you don't get that satisfaction in the choruses. Like you want it to like jump into that, and it's like hold on, we'll get there.
It's like sit, stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of have that feeling in the bridge as well. It's kind of like that staying on that one note. It's like holding, like what you were just talking about. It's like holding in a sneeze, like waiting and waiting and waiting, and then finally when it changes, I think it goes to the 4.
Yeah,
and then it's like, shoo. All right, I released it. So that like build up.
The 5. This song's weird because it makes this song, I like it a lot, but it does make me a little uncomfortable musically. Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of why it works in a way.
The whole song or like a section?
I think when I finally feel some sort of calm is the bridge. And especially coming out of the bridge, when, like you said, we finally make that chord change. It's like we've
Wait, you feel calm on the bridge?
Well, it's like a
it's
like that release.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like there's this anxiety, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna do this chorus, and it's settling a little bit, but it's like that it's coming back. And then as soon as that second verse comes in after the first chorus, it's like, oh, we're back.
Yeah, there's not a lot of,
dun.
and then after the second chorus, it goes immediately into that build that is still just the same like punch drive, which is awesome, but it
Dude, you did
still
that
just
tom
anxiety.
work in one take.
Yeah, it was insane.
Is the tom work what you mean when he's like accenting, like Ricardo sings stuff and then
It's the second part of the third verse. No, second part.
He said bars.
Second part of the second chorus. What the tag?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you also did stuff too where he's singing and it's like the anxiety a little bit. I'm assuming it's the kick. And then you'll like accent little things here and there with what he's saying. And when I finally heard the real drums in there, I was like, this is super cool because it was like a conversation between the two of you. Yeah. And I'm not a Dave Matthews fan at all.
Who is?
But this guy right there. But I have to say, watching them live, you're like, they're talking to each other with their instruments.
Yeah, which
That's the
I
best
love
part of Dave Matthews Band.
to do is like we're all saying the same thing but with different instruments.
Yeah.
So it's like he's just the one that's vocalizing it, but I'm saying like I'm right there with him. This is how all of the message gets across through each instrument. Yeah. And so I've noticed that you notice my little accents and things like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm very intentional about adding an extra kick here to add oomph to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or what the vocal, like I really like adding little flair to like work around.
Yes.
You're a natural. at
You
that.
you did that on again, Waited, to Call You King. I thought it was super cool that it like hits on all those. And the guitar on this one, is this the one where it almost sounds like a door swinging open, like, wow, you found me? Like,
Yeah.
that is almost an intro into, like, we'll chill out for a second.
Yep.
So it's very cool.
It's
Very
funny because
intentional.
some of those things are conscious, and then other ones just happen, and you're like, "Ooh, I like that," and then you don't really know why until later, and you're like, "Oh,"
Because, what's
because
the little saying?
inspiration follows.
No.
No, cut.
Inspiration comes before understanding. That's not my quote, but it's something, it was like the editor of Vogue Italia said this once, that you'll do things and you don't maybe know why, or you don't understand the importance of it. And then maybe a week later, maybe years later, you look back and you're like, how did I even do that? And it's
Right.
because it wasn't really you, it was inspiration, the thing that comes and works with
Yeah,
you
you'll understand why you did it
later.
later.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, but no, I really think your drumming on that song was exactly what it needed to be. It drives the whole song, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially in a live setting. We all know the guitars aren't going to be coming through like the drums are. So it was really important
The
to have
loudest thing in the room.
those
Well, yeah.
accents.
TJ could have me muted, and I'm still going to be louder than
That's
everything. so-
right.
100%.
Sorry.
But he doesn't. He turns you up.
Good.
As he should, because he's the best. Love
Ricardo,
TJ.
any-
Can we just take a second about TJ?
Yeah.
He's my favorite. He makes us feel so good before we get up and play. He's in our ears. He's like, you guys sounded amazing last service. You got 30 seconds. You guys are going to kill it. Steven, less cymbals, please. Thank you.
Every time.
Every time.
No,
And I shoot him a little text, like a kissy emoji, right before we start.
TJ's sound guy, by the way, for
Yes,
people who don't know. Yeah.
front of house.
Front
Front
of
of
house.
Yeah.
Sound
Sorry.
guy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
for everyone
Let's use
sitting
the
in there.
technical term.
Yeah.
The guy in the booth, the little
Yeah,
square
and
around him.
he doesn't get enough credit because it's a very thankless job, but he is out there doing his absolute best every week, and it shows. Like, he's making huge improvements right now we tuned the room, and he's like, it's been a whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
So
And it's not an easy job.
No, everybody's mad at you.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's such an easy thing to like get set in, like, this is how I like it sounding. But he's like, he has this quality through all of his life where he's like, I just want I gotta make it better. Like, it's gotta, like, I know there's a way, and he's
Yeah.
always searching to make something better, which
Yeah.
is like,
Doesn't settle.
that's
Yeah.
hard to find in someone.
oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
no, good job, TJ. We all love
Yeah.
you.
TJ,
Love you,
you're
Tej.
awesome. Ricardo, do you have anything musically that you want to add?
No, I mean,
Excited?
I'm just excited. I think musically,
Is this the one where you added those giant guitars?
Yes.
Those heavy,
yeah,
heavy.
I got to play in drop C, which
C sharp.
drop C sharp, almost,
Almost say.
which is just, it brought me back to my metal days.
Ah,
you know,
that's
'cause
why you like the song
yeah,
so much.
and so that's like, the one thing that I was like, I want right before the bridge hits is a cha-chung, cha-chung on the guitar.
Are you going to play that
I mean, we all have to.
Oh, that's gonna
it's
be
like
great.
thick.
together?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's-
gonna
Actually, that sounds like 21 Pilots.
yeah,
Yeah, but the 21 Pilots got it from the metal bands in the
that's right.
early
Okay,
2000s. That right before you do a massive breakdown, you hit
We're gonna need some feedback.
a chug.
How are we gonna do that without amps? We're all running.
I don't know.
direct
Lee's
now.
able to do feedback.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
You all
You
need to
can
do
go.
your little guitar flip right before.
Yeah, we all have strap
Do a
locks.
little-
And then they all say follow, like taped on the back of their guitars.
That would be amazing.
Evan's band did that back in Ohio.
Oh, that's so
great.
cool.
Yeah,
What was it? Aristo?
Aristo.
Nice, yeah.
They had a song called Wake Up Ohio, and they had 3 guitarists, so it said Wake Up Ohio
that's so
on the
cool.
back of their guitars.
Nice.
I am so excited to watch you guys perform this too. Yeah, this past weekend you guys did No Invitation, Love Like,
my constant,
My Constant, and I Hear It Calling.
and I hear it calling.
It was amazing. It's so you guys. It's super cool to watch because sometimes you guys will do a new song and you're like, somebody else wrote it. Like, it's fine, you know, like as far as a song goes compared to these, like obviously every song can be a good song. I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody who put the effort into making a song, but these ones are just, I feel like the excitement from you guys to actually play them and then own them and do them well is really coming through. And you can see people finally in the audience singing along.
Yeah,
Super cool.
that's the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And shout out to my friend Kelsey in Indiana. This is her favorite song. We're going to play it for you, Kelsey. Woo!